When it comes to co-parenting, these celebrity exes have figured out the best routine for their families. From regular family vacations to creating their own version of blended families, a healthy co-parenting relationship is always a priority for these exes.
I couldn't imagine raising 3 children with somebody that I couldn't speak to every day.
Number 1. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. They may no longer be Kimye, but one thing Kim and Kanye agree on is being committed to their new co-parenting normal. Kanye bought a house next door to the Hidden Hills mansion Kim bought him out of so that they can transition to co-parenting without too much distance. Ultimately, how they make it work is by keeping all communication open between each other and their kids, and keeping things amicable, even when Kanye decided to do morning school runs in a fire truck. Number 2. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson. Things seem to be over for good between Khloe and Tristan, as Khloe has officially reclaimed her single status with a simple comment. But with a new baby and their daughter True, Khloe is more focused on co-parenting with Tristan. She's always wanted True to maintain a great relationship with her father, which is why Tristan always seems to be around. Number 3. Jennifer Lopez and Marc Anthony. J-Lo and Marc Anthony have come a long way in co-parenting after their divorce in 2014. J-Lo told W Magazine that the hardest work she's had to do was working on forgiving her ex-husband so they could have a healthy co-parenting relationship for their twins, Max and Emmy. Working together on J-Lo's Spanish album, which was never released, seemed to help them get to a place where they could regularly spend time together with their kids without fighting. The former couple have both moved on to other romantic relationships, but will always remain best friends for their kids. Number 4. Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick. Kourtney and Scott's co-parenting relationship has raised a few eyebrows over the years, including with Kourtney's family.
I think you two co-parent phenomenally.
When she and Scott finally broke up but decided to continue going on family trips, even while in other relationships, it seemed unusual. But it's clear that Kourt and Scott never wanted to raise their children separately. Regardless of the nature of their relationship, they were always going to tackle parenting as a united front. It hasn't always been smooth sailing. There have been moments of growth. Most recently, Kourtney's relationship with Travis caused a shift in their dynamic, but the priority is still their kids. Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan. After nearly 2 years, Channing and Jenna finalized their divorce and custody agreement in 2020. When it comes to co-parenting, these exes have everything scheduled down to the year. They decide to split holidays by odd and even years and plan to spend their daughter Everly's birthdays together. To help them keep track of their co-parenting duties, like whose weekend it is, these modern-day parents are relying on technology, an app called Our Family Wizard, to help them communicate effectively. Number 6. Travis Barker and Shanna Moakler. Since Travis and Shanna officially divorced in 2008, they've been co-parenting their 2 biological children, Landon in Alabama, and Travis's stepdaughter, Autiana. Now that Travis is married to Kourtney, Shanna and Travis's relationship has been making headlines, mostly because some of the rumors Shanna has shared regarding the reason for her and Travis's split. But Shanna maintains that no matter what or who Travis marries, one thing that she and Travis will always agree on is that their children will always be their top priority. Number 7. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck. When it comes to co-parenting, these two seem to have the most amicable relationship, and it's down to the fact that Jennifer is only focused on the kids and their happiness, even if it means letting her daughter join Ben on his honeymoon trip to Paris with his new wife, J-Lo. Upon Ben's return, the co-parents accompanied their youngest son, Samuel, to the local pool for some family fun. One rule Ben and Jen are both strict with is keeping their kids off social media. Number 8. Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green. Megan and Brian's co-parenting goes beyond how they relate to their kids, but also their respective partners. When things were starting to get serious between Brian and his long-term girlfriend, Sharna Burgess, Sharna wanted to ensure Megan knew there was nothing but love and respect between them, for the kids' sake, which Megan also thanked her for. Now, Brian and Sharna are expecting their first child together. Number 9. Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon will always have love for Mariah Carey. He's even said that she's the only woman who could get him down the aisle again, and recently released a song dedicated to her. But Mariah seems to have moved on from the potential of romantic love and is only focused on co-parenting love for their twins. But one thing's for sure, no matter how many more kids Nick chooses to have, it won't change the co-parenting friendship Nick has with Mariah. In fact, she was the one to jokingly bring up the news of his son Golden, who was born the year after Nick and Mariah divorced. Number 10. Anna Faris and Chris Pratt. Going through a high-profile divorce can never be easy. But one thing Anna and Chris maintain is a friendship.
I'm really grateful that we're so close.
So they can effectively co-parent their son Jack. Now that the exes have both moved on and gotten married to other people, their goal remains the same, to be one big happy family for Jack. In fact, it was one of the conditions of their divorce, that they remain within a 5-mile radius of each other until their son completed 6th grade. Number 11. Liam Payne and Cheryl Cole. Their romance may have shocked fans who watched Liam grow up in One Direction and Cheryl's role in making One Direction. But one thing these exes aren't shocked about is their ability to co-parent. What makes this work is Liam saying Cheryl allows him to do what he needs to do, and he knows his son, who primarily lives with Cheryl, is taken care of. To make things easier, they're only 3 minutes away from each other. So Liam can do school runs and be there when their son Bear wakes up in the morning. Number 12. Adele and Simon Konecki. Adele's friends may think it's weird that she and Simon still have such a great bond, but Adele doesn't care because, as she says, she divorced Simon, not Angelo, their son. Their homes in Beverly Hills are only minutes away from each other, and because they were adamant to not have a messy divorce and remained good friends, even now that Adele has moved on, in fact, Simon and Adele's new beau, Rich Paul, were spotted enjoying her performance at Hyde Park. Number 13. Bradley Cooper and Irina Shayk. These co-parents are just parents, and don't like to call themselves co-parents because of how good their parenting relationship is. Irina told Elle, "I've never understood the term co-parenting. When I'm with my daughter, I'm 100% a mother, and when she's with her dad, he's 100% a dad. And when they get together, it's nothing but good vibes." Fans are still speculating whether Bradley Cooper was in the gorilla suit in the Halloween post Irina shared, and it wouldn't be a surprise if he was. And they kept it a secret as they like to keep their personal lives private. Number 14. Orlando Bloom and Miranda Kerr. It's always great when co-parents can get along great for the sake of their children, but it's even better when they can get along with the new partners. Miranda has gushed about her love for Katie and how grateful she is to be in Orlando's life.
My husband and I and Katie in Orlando, we go on family holidays together. We all get along so well.
Ultimately, Orlando and Miranda's focus has been on what's best for their 10-year-old son, Flynn. And for them, it was splitting up and co-parenting with their new blended families. Number 15. Fergie and Josh Duhamel. Since their divorce, Fergie and Josh decided to always put family first, and they managed to split their time with their son Axel by keeping things balanced. They both sing each other's praises publicly as parents, calling each other great co-parents. And ultimately, what matters to them is that Axel is happy and feels loved, and they have managed to create that by maintaining a loving relationship between themselves. Number 16. Drew Barrymore and Will Kopelman. Always look on the bright side of life. At least that's what Drew is doing in her co-parenting relationship. She says their co-parenting works because that means they both get a day off. But it's also their ability to all hang out as one big happy family with Will and his new wife, Alexander Moakler. Drew shared on her show that she went trick-or-treating with her ex Will, their daughters Olive and Frankie, and Alexander, and that it's the ideal dream of any co-parent to do that.
Honestly, this is so ideal.
Number 17. Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa. Though Lisa and Jason have said that there's no chance of reconciliation, it doesn't mean their family has to split up too.
We're family forever, so.
Since Jason has been with Lisa, he has developed a close bond with Lisa's ex Lenny and their daughter Zoe. And he doesn't plan on changing that anytime soon, especially since he's still co-parenting his 2 kids with Lisa, Zoe's younger siblings. Jason recently celebrated Zoe's SNL appearance with an Insta post captioned, "I'm so proud of you," showing that their Ohana love is not changing. Number 18. Naomi Watts and Liev Schreiber. One rule Naomi and Liev keep to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship is supporting and caring about each other, especially in the presence of their kids. Their relationship is so amicable that Naomi joined her kids on a visit to Italy while Liev was on set for his new project, Across the River and Into the Trees. This works because they made it a priority, as Naomi says, to be good and kind to each other, and we're absolutely committed to that. Number 19. Drake and Sophie Brusso. Drake gave himself co-parenting props in his song Champagne Poetry about how he and Sophie have built a rapport since the birth of their son. It hasn't always been smooth sailing as these two never had an official or public relationship, and it took some time for Drake to publicly acknowledge he was the father. But since then, these co-parents have figured things out and even regularly give shoutouts on social media. Number 20. Alex Rodriguez and Cynthia Skirtis. Though their split may not have been the most amicable, Alex and Cynthia have since figured out how to manage their co-parenting relationship, and that's simply by putting their kids first. Alex has acknowledged his wrongdoings in the past as a co-parent and says now he's working on being more considerate. Now they've managed to foster a positive co-parenting relationship, and Alex calls her a great mom. These exes have figured out the key to successful co-parenting, and that is, no matter how public their breakups may have been, the kids always come first. Let us know what you think about these co-parenting duos in the comments below. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to The Thing Celebrity for more on your favorite celebs.